Hello everyone, I'm so happy that you can join me today. My name is Cosmos Frostacci and I'm a clarinetist, and I'd like to introduce you to a few pieces of music that have meant something to me as I've grown up into the musician that I am today. So the first piece that I have for you is from the beginning of a famed work by the composer George Gershwin that you may actually be familiar with from Disney's Fantasia 2000 for its striking portrayal of the hustle and bustle of New York City streets. I remember when I was just a young boy about to choose his first instrument, and I was thinking about the kind of music that I was going to get to play based on the instrument that I chose and what friends I would have in different sections. So I knew that the brass would play a lot of oompa kind of lines, and the percussionists got to hit things. So it was a very difficult decision, as you can imagine, for a young boy to make, until I played a clarinet for the first time. As soon as the first note erupted from the bell of the instrument, I was taken back to a solo that I'd heard on the radio in my mom's car. It was right then and there that I knew what instrument I was going to play. So now moving on to the next piece, a little background. Growing up, my family moved around a lot because my dad was in the U.S. Navy as a fighter pilot, so that involves moving every few years. Sometimes these trips would be, to cities far apart across the country, meaning 10-hour, maybe longer drive, which for me and my sister as young kids, that's a long time to be in the car. However, we were fortunate enough to have a DVD player in the back of the car for such trips, and my grandparents, thinking of us, got us some old movies that they liked and that they thought we might enjoy. One of those films that got its fair share of views is the 1965 classic, The Great Race. So ever since my grandparents introduced us to the film, I'd always been glued to the screen when watching it. It really held my attention. So towards the end of this wacky movie, there is an elaborate pie fight scene involving all of the main characters. So this scene is just a barrel of laughs. Not just because of the pie-throwing antics, but also because it's accompanied by a delightful little polka tune. So at the time, I didn't know it was a clarinet that carried much of the tune, but later, when I was learning to play the instrument, and I saw the movie again, I recognized the sound of the instrument right away, and I knew I had to learn that tune. I searched for the sheet music online and at the music stores, but it was nowhere. I couldn't find it. I was determined to play this line, so I thought to myself, and I decided, you know what? If I just listen to the music, I can just figure it out as I go. So I put on the scene, and I would listen for a little bit, and then I would sort of fiddle around and try and play it, and then, you get to a point where you just got to start it again, you play along, and then you have to pause, and you just keep going, and until I had made it all the way through and learned the solo. I would not be where I am today as a player if I hadn't started working on ear training without even knowing that's what I was doing at such a young age. And for that I can thank my grandparents. So without further ado, here is the Pie in the Face polka.